Dr. Sibb, thank you. Robert Higgins, Derek Free, Neely Glenn. I think she told me she could not make it today. Q Taylor. And Tom Petrillo also was unable to make it today. So we do have a quorum, and we're set to go here. Did I miss anybody? No. And we have a public comment period. Persons who write their name on a sign-up sheet provided at the meeting will be allowed to comment on matters that are germane to items on the agenda. To provide comment, you must sign up prior to the beginning of the meeting, and I don't think we have anybody signed up to speak. Okay, perfect. And all of you received minutes from our September 11th meeting. Assuming that you've had a chance to review them, I would ask for a motion to approve the meeting minutes.
I move to accept the minutes from September 11th.
Perfect. Sherry, thank you. Do we have a second? Dr. Brown, thank you. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Jeff, would you give us the financial reports, please?
4 months into our fiscal year, we're pleased to report that the financial activities of the CBC are proceeding very much in line with our budget. Hotel tax collections received by Metro continue to be strong, with a total received during the first 3 months of the year of just over $39 million. The portion of that which is dedicated to tourism promotion of $11.3 million is within about 1% of the prior year total and exceeds the CBC's expense reimbursement needs through October. The tax collections for September actually set a new record high for that particular month, so year continues to go well. In looking at the October financial summary that you have, you see that the year-to-date total reimbursement requested by the CBC from our Metro contract for that period of $9.2 million. And as you know, the hotel taxes do not come directly to the CBC. We're only reimbursed for the actual expenses which are incurred in the promotion of the city. So there's never any surplus or profit that comes to the CBC through any Metro sources. The total revenue received for the period from all sources was $13.2 million, including the additional revenue that the CBC obtained from other sources to supplement our Metro contract funding. On the expense side, as mentioned earlier, there have been no unexpected or unusual situations that have taken place during these 4 months. Activities and their costs are continuing to run very much in line with expectations. There are, of course, a multitude of activities represented in the reported expenses, and I won't try to cover them in detail. The coming department reports will highlight the major programs that we've undertaken, but the key to be aware of is that all of it is closely following our 2026 marketing plan. So in summary, total expenses incurred in our tourism promotion activities during the 4 months through October were $13.2 million, about 70% of which was funded through our contract with the city. And the year is proceeding very much as planned. If anybody has any questions, I'd be glad to try to address those.
And those are on track to last year.
Yes.
Yes, and a little bit ahead. Awesome, that's amazing. If there are no questions, we can entertain a motion to approve the financial statement.
Motion to approve the financial statement.
Mark, thank you. Derek, second. All those in favor? Any opposed? All right. Let's see. Looks like Bruce McGregor, research is next.
Yes, good morning, everybody. Nice to be with everyone again today. We're finishing up 2025. I'll discuss the current state of Nashville tourism, highlighting the performance of our Davidson County hotels and short-term rentals, as well as our busy airport results. To start, I'd like to highlight positive survey insights collected by our recent visitors. The research company Future Partners conducts a monthly survey of American travelers, asking targeted questions on destination preferences and spending power. Nashville's year-to-date 2025 scores are very good amongst all categories compared to the the 40 U.S. destinations in the survey. We rank number one as a welcoming and friendly destination, just like we did in 2024. Also, we rank number one as positive word of mouth and destination popularity. Other highlights show Music City ranks number two as appeal of a place to visit, Number 4, in destination safety. Number 5, in appeal as a meeting destination. Recent visitors to Nashville are a very energetic bunch. 92% excited for upcoming leisure travel. 69% make travel a financial priority. We have a new insight from the survey on spontaneous travel. The survey question was, how often do you take spontaneous leisure trips or trips sparked by impulse, which began soon after the idea arises? The overall survey average was 19%, but when asked by recent or likely Nashville visitors, it was over 30%. Our ongoing winter promotions are trying to take advantage of this impulse-driven travel by highlighting discounts and promotions in our Winter Rocks campaign for these spontaneous travelers. Next slide here is year-to-date our Davidson County hotel results. Very positive growth. If you look at January through October, hotel demand is up by about 2%. Revenues are flat. Hotel rates have come down by about 1.6% so far this year. Even though we saw an increase in rooms sold, our occupancy has declined by about 1.4%, having us about 68.5% occupied. This is caused by our room supply. So far this year has increased by 3.4%. If you look at the bar charts here, it's looking at room demand for each month compared to last year. We have 8 months of growth looking at comparing the previous year's months. Only February and April where we saw declines of about 1.5%. Some of the April declines are given on the shift in April, the shift on when Easter fell this year. We did achieve a record this year with most rooms sold in a single month. That was first achieved in May, and then in October we went 3% higher. So in all, in October we had 995,239 rooms sold. That's a 4% increase from the previous October. Again, a real positive sign if you think about the government shutdowns, the negative impact on travel brought on by the economic uncertainty and tariffs. We had more monthly overnight visitors at our hotels than ever before in a month. It's a notable accomplishment for sure. This positive trend continues. If you look at November, we have 22 days of reported data, and we're showing a 6.6% increase for November. So that could give us the best November on record if it's still on pace with that last week. So really great results so far if you look at the fall. So let's take a little more look at our hotel results. If you look at top weekends, what were the top weekends this year? The first 2 were in October. So you had October 17th and 18th, strong over 77,000 rooms sold on that Friday and Saturday. A very popular weekend. We had a lot of Patriot fans in town to watch them beat up on our poor Titans. But we did see success on the football field. Vanderbilt did beat LSU. So we had 2 football games going on. A lot of other conventions were in town. And then number 2 was October the 10th through the 11th. Again, over 77,000 rooms sold in that 2-day period. We had back-to-back Tyler Childers concerts performing at Geodis Stadium. And we had 2 sizable conventions that led into those weekends at Music City Center and Gaylord. Both of those weekends certainly contributed to our record month for October. After that, you had spring break weekend of the 28th and the 29th of March, 92% occupancy. We also had a lot of conventions in town over that week in March. Number 4 was that early May grad weekend. Also, we had 2 nights of the Metallica concert at Nissan Stadium. Other notable weekends were the April Marathon weekend, performed well at 86% occupancy. Number 7 was in early June, the CMA Fest weekend. The first weekend in November popped into the top 10. That was when Vanderbilt played Auburn. So the takeaways from here, you can see that our peak leisure travel is going from March now into early November, yielding strong results, many times helped by these popular events, football games, major concerts.
Hey, Bruce, I have a quick question.
Yes.
So March, fewer rooms, but 92% occupancy. So hotels opened up between
Yes,
March and October.
We've
Is
had
that what
about
happened?
3% increase in supply this year, so that does adjust the occupancy levels, as you can see. Let's talk about that supply. So that's been our success in the last 10 years is the growth of our hotels if you look at tourism. The total market, so if you look at the greater market, which includes neighboring towns like Franklin, Hendersonville, Murfreesboro, the MSA, we have over 61,000 rooms in operation. That puts us in the top 25 of U.S. hotel markets. If you zoom in, what we primarily focus on is Davidson County. We have over 42,000 rooms in operation. That has increased by 3.4% year over year, and it's gone up 58% going back 10 years in room supply for the county. Our downtown core, which is a mile around Music City Center, now has over 14,000 rooms in operation. There's another 1,300 rooms expected to open through 2027 throughout the county. Our current hotel supply is, if you look at various stages in the pipeline, in planning and development, there's over 13,000 rooms in the pipeline. New properties that are coming very soon are the Tempo in Midtown. That's opening in March with 161 rooms. Highly anticipated Dolly Parton's Songteller Hotel with 245 rooms in downtown is set to open now in June. And then we have the Pendry. That's going to open in spring of 27. That's going to give us another 180 luxury rooms to downtown. Talking a little bit about our latest hotel forecast. This one is from CoStar. This looks at the greater Nashville market. It indicates that room demand is going to go up market-wide by about 1.3%. The occupancy is going to decline by 1.3%. Again, room supply is the culprit here. It's gone up. It's going to go up another 2.6% in 26 after increasing by 3.3% this year. Switching from hotels to short-term rentals, they're certainly having their moment in the spotlight. It's a continued nationwide trend that we're seeing here in Music City. Demand through October of this year is up 8.5%. Over the 10 months, we saw positive monthly increases in each month of growth from short-term rentals. October increased by 6.6% in demand. It fluctuates, but currently in operation, there's about 9,500 listings out there that are active. Of those, they're fairly large, about 29% are four-bedroom units. The listing supply, or room night supply, has gone up by 7.3% with short-term rentals this year. Let's talk about the other big part of our success as a destination is certainly the airport. We're seeing a lot of growth domestically and internationally. This summer, most nonstop flights, 114. That equates to over 300 daily departures out of BNA. This year, we saw growth in international passenger volume, especially coming from Europe. That's equating to our new flights. The Iceland flight hit the benchmark of 30,000 in 6 months. So the first 6 months of operation, the passenger volume was 30,000 passengers. We also had flights coming from Dublin, and we're expanding service for London. So Europe is our largest international market of visitors flying into BNA. It represents about 30% of the total. In that quarter, that second quarter, we introduced these new flights for Dublin and Iceland. It increased by 28% in that quarter. Looking at the record passenger volume, so you can see the dotted line of this year. On October 6, BNA broke the record for daily passengers. More than 116,000 people traveled through the airport on that single day. Year to date, the top origin markets, so where are they flying from? Number one is New York, then Chicago, Denver, Los Angeles, and Boston. So with over 2.5 million total passengers in October, that was a record month. Volume was up 11.5%. For the year, passenger volume is up 4%. So fantastic results. Again, we had the government shutdown, those worries of how that impact flights, impacted flight controllers, all caused delays nationwide, but we're seeing record numbers in October for the airport. So with that, again, a lot going on in the economy with the uncertainty, the consumer confidence on spending. But luckily for Nashville this fall, we've been minimally impacted, and contrastly, we've been hitting some records in October with most passenger volume and hotel rooms sold in a single month countywide. 2026 looks we're going to continue positive growth in both visitation and lodging. The biggest obstacles for Music City are that drip of the added room supply in hotels, as well as more restaurants and attractions than ever before. It's great for our visitors. They're very happy. They have a lot of choice. But it certainly creates a competitive marketplace for our members. And as you can see, there's only so much additional demand growth we're seeing in the next couple of years. So with that, thank you very much for your time. Happy to entertain any questions.
Any questions, please?
One question.
Yes.
Bruce or anybody, do the short-term rentals have to collect and remit the same taxes that?
There's an occupancy tax with those, correct.
As long as they're permitted
Yes.
and they're using the proper channels like the Airbnb and
You have to have a tax
VRBOs
number to
and-
go on those
yes,
listing sites.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they're doing it on their own.
Yeah. I found it curious about the sentiment where we were the number one in so many categories, and then the two that were not worrisome because we were still number 4 and number 5, but our safety and meeting or
Number 5 is a
convention.
meeting
Yes,
destination.
yeah. Those are
Out
two
of
we
40,
want
I
to keep
think
an
is
eye
good.
on. I mean, I think those are terrific numbers. I'm not complaining about that, but we got to make sure that stays the same because that could influence.
These
for
are,
sure.
This is visitor perception, so this
Correct.
is not so much
Yeah.
the numbers, but
And
their
then all
perception.
the attractions and restaurants, et cetera, that the visitors get to enjoy, we all get to enjoy them too. So I find that a big plus. So anyway, thank you. Good report.
Where does Nashville rank among hotel rooms throughout the country? Like, how many rooms?
If you look at the top 25 in occupancy, we rank in the teens usually. So our occupancy ranked to the other top 25 hotel markets.
Yeah, I felt like when you said those 2 weekends, I was actually looking for some rooms, and everything in the city was sold out. October 17,
Yes.
18. I
So
couldn't
when we
find
have a
room.
lot of events in town, high demand, our highs are still staying very high. But we are experiencing some need periods when if we don't have conventions or major
Yeah.
concerts, that with that added supply, we're feeling the need.
Yeah, I think I had to almost find a room in Murfreesboro. That was a question. I said, I can't do that.
Or encourage those folks who are traveling to come at a different time, the need times. There you go. Yeah. Fun. All right. How about Madam President Dina Ivey?
Thank you. Well, you heard from Bruce's report. Nashville continues to perform very well, especially when you look across the country at other destinations and what's going on in the economy. One thing that I want to point out, what he was saying, is there's more supply, not just in hotels, but restaurants, bars, attractions than ever before. And one thing that we're seeing, because our job is to bring people to town. And then, you guys, all the businesses will do everything they can to try to get them in their place. And we're seeing more creativity. We're looking around and all the pop-up bars, all the creative events that they're doing. I mean, there's a lot of competition out there. So we hear, oh, our business is down, and that's what's happening. So I think you have to be more creative than ever to get those visitors in your place. We've been working on some special deals. There's one thing that Bruce has talked about before is, the luxury market is still, the higher end market is still traveling. And the middle range and lower income, they're not as traveling as much, or if they are, they're looking for deals and they're looking for discounts. So we're trying to do as much as we can to promote those kind of deals. We have, Bruce mentioned a Winter Rocks promotion. It's running December through February, and that's focused on discounts and deals, so we encourage anybody to send those in to us. It's, we're trying to promote things like free music 7 days a week, anything that's a discount or a deal or free. We're doing more advertising than we've ever done before. We're doing a lot of PR, a lot of digital, just trying to get people to book. Back to that spontaneous number, it is interesting because that's how we've always marketed Nashville is come next weekend, come for this event, regional drive market that makes it easy for them to jump in their car and come a lot sooner than a lot of markets can do that. We have some events for the winter that we're promoting that we've been able to book to try to encourage travel during December and January. We have basketball games at Bridgestone Arena. December 5th is Kentucky versus Gonzaga. December 6th is Tennessee versus Illinois. One is sold out and one is almost sold out. That should bring in quite a few people. Kentucky always travels really well. Tennessee basketball, they travel to follow them. We also have worked with the Sports Council to book the FSC football championship. It's January 5th at Vanderbilt. So that should draw, that's first time, and we have that for 2 years. So that should draw quite a few people that first weekend in January, which will be slower time of year. So we really need that business. So we're looking forward to that and seeing how that performs. And then we rebooked the AU Pro Basketball Tournament, which is headed back here. 40 professional athletes, including standout stars Tina Charles, Isabel Harrison, Lexi Brown, and several others. They'll be at Municipal Auditorium again, and that's 5 to 6 weeks for that tournament. Excuse me. And then we are gearing up for New Year's Eve. We have a good lineup for New Year's Eve. We have Lainey Wilson, who is Entertainer of the Year, just won that award, Bailey Zimmerman and Jason Aldean, and also CeCe Winans and the Fifth Jubilee Singers. They will be on the TV show for the first time. We're very excited about that. Back at Bicentennial Mall, back on CBS. You'll recall that last year we reported that advertising equivalency for our 5-hour CBS show was worth $400 million. So that is advertising for Nashville that we are not buying, and it will help inspire people to come the rest of the year. And we're looking forward to about 200 and something thousand people out there. Local partners for that event this year. Our charity is Ronald McDonald House. We also have Sober Space with partnership with Cumberland Heights, Safe Bar partnership with Sexual Assault Center, our Safe Bar training, excuse me, and then Red Frogs will be on site, and the Culture City will also be on site with their bags for sensitivity. And this, we've been trying to keep track of all the TV exposure that Nashville is getting, and it's unbelievable how much we are on TV right now. So the Nashville 911 show on ABC, it is, it's running weekly, but for us, it's worth $51 million in advertising of what they are actually spending to advertise the show. So the Nashville, there's Nashville billboards all over the country. There's Nashville's all over Wimbledon, everywhere that they advertise the show because it's their number one show for the fall. So it's worth $51 million just to have our name out there, not counting when it airs. The Road with Keith Urban and Blake Shelton is on CBS. American Idol on ABC was filmed here in September. College Game Day was on ESPN and on the SEC Network. They had their own game day. CMA Awards, of course, on ABC. CMA Country Christmas on ABC. Christmas in Nashville, hosted by Trisha Yearwood. That's tomorrow night. It's on NBC. Grand Ole Opry Christmas on Hallmark Channel. They have a new show. Christmas at Belmont, live from Nashville, is on Amazon Prime.
Tonight.
That's tonight. Yeah, that's tonight. The Nashville show that was 10 years ago is back on Netflix, and it's getting great ratings. I'm rewatching it, actually. You should see the skyline, how much it's changed. You should tune in just to see that. But it's still popular, and when we travel overseas, they still talk about that show all the time. The New Year's Eve, of course, will be on CBS. Music City Mistletoe is streaming on Up Faith and Family Channel, and then the basketball games at Bridgestone will be on ESPN. So Nashville will be on every network just about across the country. So that is good for us and good for our future to inspire visitation.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's all I have for my report. Any questions?
Is CBS filming all around the city, or what are they doing? I know last year they went to Fifth and Broad. Are they doing that?
CBS for our show?
Yes, for New Year's Eve.
Yeah, they'll be at Category 10
Okay.
this year, and then they'll be in different, they've already pre-taped several in several places, yeah. But Category 10 and Bicentennial will be live.
Okay. Nice.
So you said, is the FSC football championship, is that this year?
That's this year.
Oh, wow. And what's the date on that?
That is January 5th at Vanderbilt.
And has Vanderbilt success seen any draw in tourism?
Yeah, I think it's definitely helped. Well, of course, we usually do well from any Vanderbilt game because it's easier to get. It's been easier to get tickets. Not as easy now, but with Nashville being such a destination, those away teams always travel well. But I think even more so now, the alums are coming back for
'cause they're
games too.
winning.
Yeah.
And if they make the, I guess the college football, that should help out as well.
Yeah, hopefully they will.
Fingers crossed.
They've been doing great though.
Yeah.
We're proud of them for sure. But that will help us in January. We're a little bit concerned about January. It will have the same effect that Easter had this past year with March and April. Switching Safari, the big convention, will be February next year. It was January this year, so that'll make a difference. And last year we had the Anheuser-Busch convention in January that was really great, and we won't have that this coming January. So we'll see a difference. But that football championship will help offset some of that.
There's a lot going on. It's hard to keep up.
There is.
I love it. I love it. Any questions? All right. Heather, you want to give us the marketing report?
Morning. Hopefully you've all heard that the inaugural issue of Michelin's Guide to the American South was announced in early November. This is the first ever regional guide produced by Michelin, and the program includes 6 states in the Southeast, obviously including Tennessee. Nashville restaurants were well represented, especially for the first year. We've been told by Michelin that they are pretty conservative in the first year, giving away those distinctions, but Strategic Hospitality had 3 restaurants receiving 1 star: Bastion, Catbird Seat, and Locust. We had 7 restaurants that received the Bib Gourmand Award, and another 12 were named to the selected recommended list, so that's a really good showing. Inclusion in the guide promotes Nashville, obviously, as a culinary destination, and it will certainly drive business as well. We got some research recently from Future Partners that showed Michelin is well regarded on the international stage. 70% of global travelers are aware of the Michelin restaurant rating system, with European markets posting the highest awareness. The presence of a Michelin star restaurants is important to nearly half of the aware global travelers when choosing a U.S. destination. And then when it comes to American travelers, that data was a little bit more dated from 2024, but even then, 54% of American travelers are aware of the Michelin rating system, and the awareness is much, much higher than that with that higher household income. So this certainly helps us on 2 fronts that we've been focused on, both international and that luxury market. So we're excited about that. Another feather in Strategic Hospitality's cap, Robb report recently named 100 greatest American restaurants of the 21st century, and both Locust and Catbird Seat made that list. So we are certainly a culinary destination. About a month ago, BrandUSA Travel Week in London. If you're not familiar, BrandUSA is the organization that markets the U.S. as a destination to the rest of the world. So they host a travel week every year, a trade show in Europe, this year in London. And in addition to meeting with BrandUSA about upcoming international media and PR opportunities, we held one-on-one meetings with 32 journalists from across our key European markets, the UK, Ireland, Germany, France, Scandinavia, and the Netherlands. And the tourism sales team conducted more than 40 meetings with clients from across Europe. In support of our Iceland Air flight, we recently partnered with Iceland Air and Tennessee Tourism to support that flight with the Nashville Predators appearance in the 2025 NHL Global Series in Stockholm, Sweden. We hosted 32 clients and journalists from across Scandinavia, as well as 8 representatives from Iceland Air at a pregame reception at the Friday game, which the Preds did win, which was very exciting for our clients. They were thrilled. Additionally, we held 4 product meetings. We trained 12 sales agents and met one-on-one with 10 individual journalists, and including 2 radio interviews that were conducted. Upcoming, once again, our 5th year, we have Dine Nashville throughout the month of February. Time we can really shine a spotlight on our culinary offerings by offering the ticketed one-time only chef collaboration dinners. We are changing it up a little bit this year, really in response to our restaurants. And we won't be doing the traditional restaurant week. We will be offering more discounts, deals, special offerings, kind of one-time only things throughout the entire month. So we are currently collecting those right now. And we already have 7 chef collaborations confirmed. Last year we had 21 of those throughout the month. So we expect to have similar numbers this year. We're looking forward to that and promoting it, of course, through our advertising and all of our own channels as well, and PR as well too. And speaking of PR efforts, we hosted in October 6 media from Denmark, Sweden, France, Scotland, and the UK in conjunction with Iceland Air to promote the new flight. And our PR team is out and about actually right this minute. December 2nd through 6th, we have 11 domestic journalists in town right now. So we're always happy to welcome them. Any questions? Yeah.
For BrandUSA, is that federally funded or subsidized? And have you seen a lot of pullback in how you had to supplement? Or
Yeah, Dina can probably speak
We
to that.
haven't had to supplement yet.
Yeah.
We have been advocating on their behalf so that they can get that money for next year. They got it back for this year, which was good. But there is a threat that they won't get it next year. But it's really important because they do all the international advertising, and it really makes a difference. They do a match. So anything that we put in, that they will match it.
20%, I think.
20%. So if we run an ad in London and we put their logo on it, we can get 20%. So it is helpful.
It's very helpful.
Where can we find more information about Dine Nashville and the chef's collaboration? What does that entail?
It's on Backstage, but I'm
Okay.
happy to send you.
Okay.
Yeah, we'd love to have you participate. Anything else? Thank you.
Awesome. As usual, great reports. Adrian, you want to give us a sales report, please?
Busy fall.
This year, conducted 16 concurrent appointment tracks, 12 member partners with us, and we had actually over 750 client interactions this year, which was a significant record breaker. When Gina talks about differentiating from, all the competition out there, we're also doing that on the city side too, and so added another perception, brought in some musicians, and that really heightened their awareness at the trade show, which was super helpful. We conducted a DC sales blitz, hosted a lunch and reception for 80 total clients. We took brothers songwriter duo Matt and Josh Jenkins with us, performed at both events, and also blitzed the Atlanta area with a Titans team to heighten awareness about their new facility opening up in 2027, and that was some key clients out there. We sponsored a PCMA fashion show, which is the first time we've done that, which was a huge success. That was on November 12th. We selected 3 media planners in the Chicago area and dressed them up in Nashville designer garb, and they loved that walking the runway. That event was attended by more than 500 meeting planners who have potential to book the city, meeting planners and industry professionals. So that was a huge success as well. And on the Nashville front, the local front, CMA Awards, we hosted 8 key citywide clients who brought them in for the CMA Awards, which is always a huge hit. And then looking forward, we're hosting our Customer Advisory Council again, December 15th through the 17th. And these are citywide planners, current clients who provide feedback to us, ways we can improve as a destination, and then of course getting them on the books so that they'll book again in the future is the ultimate goal for bringing that group in. As far as fiscal year 26 goal performance, we are certainly on pace for fiscal year 26 goals, working to support the hotel community whose fiscal year ends at the end of December. So really helping them out. That'll be our real key focus in December is certainly any questions.
Just out of curiosity, the partners that go, the 12 partners that would go on a sales visit, are they primarily hotels?
Primarily hotels, but we do have safety agencies as well as, sometimes we look at audiovisual providers. It's a real wide selection, but the meeting players really want to be in the hotels.
Gotcha.
So we definitely lean into the hotel community.
Sure. And of course, if they book a hotel, then they'll come to all of our other fun things to do.
And find a location for their event first.
Yep, perfect. Gotcha. Thank you. Any questions for Adrian? All right. Marie, will you give us your cultural update?
Absolutely. Good morning, everyone. Sharing some good news about the Music City Chart Climbers program, and I know this group knows, but just to reiterate, the purpose of the program is to connect Nashville's small minority-owned hospitality-focused businesses with tourism and educational and economic opportunities, supporting the local community as well as the needs of our customers. As you know, in the inaugural 2025 cohort graduated out in August after completing a successful 8 sessions with a graduation ceremony, and they are all now active and engaged members of the CVC, which is the ultimate goal. We want them connected with opportunities in this industry. We are also pleased to announce that the 2026 Music City Chart Climbers cohort has been selected, thanks once again to Amazon and to our active and engaged advisory board for the Music City Chart Climbers. This 15-member cohort will begin sessions in January, concluding in August. And again, the topics covered will include branding, intro to the CVC, sales, marketing, social media, PR, events, and financial resources. And we also provide them with opportunities to participate in several off-site networking and hospitality events. And I want to shout out our membership team, Aaron and Elgin, also for helping with that process. So we're really excited about that, and we'll keep you posted. Some good news about a major convention we just landed this fall. The National Society of Black Engineers has executed contracts confirming Nashville as host for the March 2030 annual national convention. And that sounds a far way away, but it's really not. It's only 4 years. We have been working on this for several years. They've looked at us several times over the last few years. They are a repeat group, last in Nashville at Gaylord Opryland in 2009. But they will be meeting at the Music City Center and downtown hotels in 2030. This meeting has grown over the years and is expected to produce approximately 8,000 attendees and 12,500 plus room nights for the city. So we're very excited about them. And that concludes my report. Any questions about the program or this particular group?
Which group was it?
Black Engineers, National Society of Black Engineers, yes. Mm-hmm.
I missed that somehow too, so thank you for asking. Any other questions?
Lisa, one question for the group is, with Gaylord's construction going on, does that reduce their capacity in the meantime? Does it? Okay.
We've been in close contact with them, and it ebbs and flows, but the rest of the city will see some compression. But they've done a really good job of rebooking their groups. There's been not a lot of loss into open dates that they've had, but I've been in close contact with them about that.
What's their time? Yeah, through 26 is there. Yeah.
And this is generic. Just given the snarls at the Nashville airport, are you involved in those conversations, or how are we attempting to help address that?
We are in close communication with them, and our communications department works closely with them as well.
Record-breaking includes record-breaking traffic to and from the airport, right? Were you stuck in it?
I was in it.
I'm so sorry.
Not this time.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
unfortunately, they've had some bad wrecks around there too.
Yeah.
I think that was the last one on Sunday. Was a wreck on
On
40
40, yes.
that closed the interstate,
Okay.
and a bomb threat that didn't help.
Correct.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
People. All right. Let's see. We have an announcement for our next meetings, and they are February 10th, 2026, May 12th, 2026, September 22nd, and November 17th, all in the next year. We'll send a calendar invite to help secure those on your calendars. I know if you work like me, if it's not on your calendar, it doesn't happen.
And then, not to stall November 17th, but would that be the day after CMA? And we may want to look at that.
That's true. We should
Yeah.
do that. We may have to change that one.
Your calendar's already full, huh? November of next year. Well, yeah, we'll take a look at that. Good point, Sherry. Thank you so much. I did want to say welcome back to Courtney Mohan, who has been out on maternity leave. Courtney is our representative from the city today, so welcome back and congratulations. I got to see a picture of her little one, and she is quite darling. Yeah, welcome back. Any other business or announcements that anybody has or wants to share?
Kudos to the first responders and folks that put the St. back together after that pop-up tornado.
It's gone on for 4 weeks.
And that poor child who flew away on a balloon in Centennial Park. Q, I did see, I went to the Titans game the other day, and I saw your Q Taylor, well, it didn't say Q Taylor, it said 8th and Roast, represented at the Titans game, so that was really fun to see. Coffee sponsor of the Titans. Well, you just keep pumping that coffee into them, and we'll get there. Any other announcements?
Crazy.
All right. Then I think what we will do is adjourn this meeting. Thank you all for your good reporting, and we'll see you next year.
That's what I mean.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information on this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.